Hello, when you play farming similar to 25, do you like maps in the heart of the United States of America? Do you like maps with great sunsets, beautiful fields, and roads that look like they're from the United States? Well, me too. Let's take a look at this map. It's in the heart of the US of A, kind of. And I'll show you what I mean in a second by the kind of part. I'm Farmer Teacher. Let's jump in this map and take a look. It's a great map. Okay, when you start, you're going to start here. But it's now like 10:37 in the morning. When you start, it's going to be 05:30. It's going to be early. So it's going to look a little different. Okay, you got this farmhouse. You've seen this before on some other maps. Pretty nice. I wish you could go inside, but you cannot. You do have a puppy over here. Around here somewhere. Oh, here he comes. Look at that. All right, and over here to the left of your house, you have a pressure washer, which is needed. There's hot air balloons on the map, which gives it a nice touch. We've seen those before too. All right, coming on around this way, you've got a small mower. I would trade that in to get the double one for the back and the one for the front because you have a tractor that can do that. And you have a very small tedder. I would trade that up too. And you have a decent sized baler. Might want to trade that up at some point. And you have a tiny windrower. I would trade that too because it's a little small. Okay, coming across the way here, you got a nice fuel tank that holds 15,000 liters of fuel. Now, one reason you have the mower is you have this grass field right here because you have a cow pen, a cow barn, and it comes with several bales of hay in there to get you started. So you have a cow pen over here. It does dairy cows. You got a thing there to pick up your milk, thing there for the animals. And it holds 208 cows or buffalo. Does not come with any. And this is where you pick up your slurry, and it comes with a manure basin already. Some maps do not. That's kind of handy. You do have a bunker silo over here, which you get you rolling, or you could trade out your baler for one that does silage also. You have a huge silo here that holds 5.4 million liters of stuff, and it has a dryer if you could find some propane on the map. If you do, let me know because I didn't see it. Over there is your trailer header. Your equipment's kind of spread out, kind of like on a beginning map, standard map. They've got your equipment lined up ready to go. So if you're a beginner, it kind of gives you some hints there. Over here, you got 4 bales of silage and 4 bales of hay. So you can start making some TMR for your cows. You do not have a mixer wagon, but you could definitely get one. You've got a front end loader for your tractor with a bale fork. You're going to need that to move around some bales. And over here, you got 2 things of fertilizer and 2 big bags of seeds. And there you go. I'll show you your fields in just a second. There's the trailer for your header. Your header is over by your combine. Okay, over here you got a Farm Tech trailer. Holds 8 cubic meters. You've seen that before probably if you've been playing a little bit. And you got the famous John Deere 3650 tractor with 116 horsepower. Okay, next you got the Challenger 225, and it comes upgraded already to 225 horsepower. And on the back, it's got the Great Plains seeder. And check it out, it's already full of solid fertilizer. It has this fertilizer attachment, and it's full of seeds. So it is ready to go. In addition to the 2 things each of seeds and fertilizer you have in your barn, you have a full thing here to go with the fertilizer attachment. So that's ready to go. You got a John Deere 6R 145. This one has 192 horsepower. It's upgradable to 234. And it has a John Deere cultivator on the back, and that's 4 meters wide, goes 9 miles an hour. Then you have the Massey Ferguson 7360. This is not the base level one. It's a little bigger. It holds 8,600 liters instead of 8,000 and goes 18 miles an hour instead of 15. Has 303 horsepower instead of 250, so it can handle a corn header. The other one struggles a little bit with a corn header. And your header there is 7.6 meters wide instead of 6. And it's a lot smoother than the base one, so I'm pleasantly pleased that we have this as a starter harvester on this map. Okay, let me show you on the map. Okay, you own all this stuff right here. This is where your cow pasture is. Okay, you got one field that's ready to plant, one that's ready to harvest, and one that's ready to cultivate. And then you got a grass field that'll be ready to harvest maybe next month or 2. So there you go. Let's take a look around here. Okay, here's a shot from the air. You can see your grass field there with quite a few bales of hay. And then you got that little bit of silage to get you going right now so you can make some TMR. You got this field here. It's 2.43 acres. and it had wheat in it, but it needs to be cultivated. Your grass field is 2.33, about 2 1/3. Okay, this field is 3.82 acres that you could plant something in. And then you got your wheat field is right at 4 acres of wheat ready to harvest. So that'll give you some straw and some wheat you can sell, or maybe get a chicken pen at some point. And there you go, that's your area. Now you can purchase this other field over here. Let me show you on the map. It's not too bad. That's 164,006.76 total acres. That's about 5.39 acres of actual plantable field area. So your basic fields are kind of rectangular or square, but not all of them. A lot of them are cut off or has a road cutting through like here, or the river cuts through. You do have a river that cuts all the way through the map. There you go. So you got plenty of water here and there. Some of it is shallow enough you can get to. Okay, so you got some water sources. Go back to your farm. So leaving your farm, coming over here, to the right here, you got the train station. So you could take your stuff, you put it in that tunnel there, and then you come around here to rent the train. Okay, right in there. Right over here, you got the shop. Your stuff's going to spawn right in here, and you take it right here to work on it. And there's a lime station in there. There's 4 lime stations spread out on the map in different areas. Okay, over here you got Bronson's Tire Center. It doesn't really do anything, but it does have a nice look. So you can do a little role play. It just makes the map look a little more real. And over here you got your gas station. To the right is the dairy. This is the little village area of the map. Now, one of the downsides is you can't purchase any of these homes. Okay, they're there for looks. They do look great, but you cannot purchase them. You see the fireplaces are going and stuff, so they got a nice look going on. Now, this map has some red dirt in it. Reminds me of Georgia in the United States. I like that. That's where I live. But you hear these birds chirping, and I'm pretty sure I've been to South America and I've been to Oklahoma. This map's in Oklahoma. And those birds, I think, some of them are from South America. Okay, your farmer's market is over here. You got the bakery right there. You got the biogas plant over here. You can purchase the actual biogas plant separate from the property. There's a warehouse in case you want to do some constructibles. And that's a canning factory. And that's the Cooper. Let me just show you the list of productions so I don't forget any. So available, you have the bakery, biogas plant, canning factory, Cooper, grain mill, paper factory, sawmill, and the tailor shop. And you don't own any right now. Okay, there's your animal dealer. You can see the big bull there in front. Now, something kind of unique about this, too, you got to be careful with these roads. If you look at the map, it's hard to tell. But here, in order to get on the other highway, you have to do this little loop here, because you're at a different elevation, and loop around and go back this way. And one of the points of sale, I had to cut through here. Okay, some of these fields are pretty big. This one's 23 acres, 15 acres. There's some bigger ones too. I know I've seen some that are 30. Okay, there's a river cutting through the map. There are some forestry areas on the map. There's 60 farmlands, 6 forestry areas. Let me show you something neat about these forestry areas. If you've ever played Silver Run Forest, it has giant sequoia trees, and so does this. And you can harvest these and sell the wood. Keep in mind, though, they're bigger and heavier. You need some heavy-duty equipment to cut them, haul them, and all that stuff. There's 25 collectibles on the map. I might show you one here in a minute. There's some more sequoia trees over here. Okay, there's another railroad station right here. Lots of hot air balloons. That's kind of cool. Reminds me of New Mexico. You often see the train running through here. Pretty cool map. Now let me show you the harvest calendar because it's a little strange. Okay, now whoever put this together must live in South America because it has birds that sound like they're from South America, and the harvest calendar is from the Southern Hemisphere. So if you're like me and you play a U.S. map, you're going to want to have a calendar that relates to the United States, and this does not. Now, the plus side is you can harvest corn twice a year, and it has 3 extra crops. Here's your sawmill over here. Pretty cool. I like the ones that has water like that. It's pretty big sawmill. Yeah, here they got the Redstone Cooperative and the grain mill. If you look at the highways, though, it's very well done. I like the bridge there for the train. Has road signs, just like from the U.S. Okay, the name of the map is Redstone County, Oklahoma. Redstone County, Oklahoma. I guess the red comes from the red clay here. But you also have that in South America, and I swear I've been to South America and Oklahoma, and some of the birds here sounds like they're from South America. But there you go. It does have some special crops on the map. It has triticale, black beans, alfalfa, and if you purchase the grain mill, you can make triticale flour at the grain mill. And that's pretty much the map. Nicely done, has some elevation changes to it. The fields aren't perfectly square, but they lean towards square and rectangular. But it's a beautiful map. It's a lot of fun to play on. Things tend to work pretty well. And there's the U.S. flags right there. All right, so what I'm going to do now, if you don't want to see it, I'm going to show you where one of the collectibles are so you can see how much that is, and just to get you started. So if you don't want to see that, just go ahead and click off. But if you do, right over here. Oh, here we go. Boom. So you can see in the top left there, it says collect. We're going to collect it and see what we get. Boom, we got $10,000. So there's 25 of these at $10,000 each. That's a chunk of change right there. And there you go. So that's it. That's the map. I'm Farmer Teacher. Share this with your farming buddies. I'll see you on the next go. Oh, by the way, it does have some custom lighting. Custom lighting. It's very pretty. The sunsets are beautiful. That's pretty cool too. So I'll see you on the next go round. I'm Farmer Teacher. Bye-bye.